Okay, so the program we're up to at the moment is webinar today. We've got your business plan and pictures to be lodged by the 27th, Friday at 5 p.m. Now, Ed notified me that in your presentations, the size limit that the council has on receiving data is 10 meg. So if you attach lots of photos, that'll eat up the space pretty quickly in either your pitch or in your business plan. So if you've got a photo, sometimes a good way of getting that to a smaller size is to save it as a bitmap or a JPEG file, and it just helps reduce the number of pixels and things that are required, and therefore the size of the file that's downloading. Okay, as we've said before, then the business plans and pitch are to be assessed early in July. Then on Wednesday, the 25th at 6:30. Sorry, 6:30. God blimey. At 9:30, we'll be starting, or hope you'll arrive for coffees, bit of morning tea, and then we'll start at 10 for the commencement of the pitches, then through to about 12:30 for lunch, and then we'll finish with pitches and presentations in the afternoon. We will have a presentation from Stephanie Hendricks about some software that she's developed, or an application that she's developed to help small business track their payments and their receipts, etc. And while she's doing that, that'll give the panel a chance to collate people's choice votes to see who wins the People's Choice Award, which is $5,000. Any questions? Sound simple? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep. Right. So the pitch, and I think the thing that people have said to me, and a couple of people have rung me up and talked to me about this, oh my God, this sounds too much. But really what you're trying to do is you're trying to tell people about the passion of your business, but in a slightly more structured format. And so I think I would encourage you not to get too worked up about this, because really what we're asking you to do is in 10, 12 minutes, we want you to tell us about where you want to take your business, why you want to take it there, and how you see it's the next part of the growth of your business. And really it's you having a conversation with us with some slides or something that we can put up behind you that helps tell the story. And so today's format will go through that pretty quickly to help you identify what needs to be in it and how much content is in it. So that's part A of being eligible for funding. Part B is submitting a business plan. Now, in the business plan, what we are looking for is 10, 12 pages. So basically every page you put up in your pitch, which will have 4 or 5 ideas on it, you'll go to your business plan, and those 4 or 5 ideas will have more explanation behind it. Now, you can provide a bigger business plan if you wish, I should say, but really what we're after is a reflection of the depth of thought that's gone behind your business and what you've presented in what you present in your pitch. Now, we don't mind if it's bullet points. It could be 12 pages of bullet points as long as they're well structured. And by the way, we're looking at, say, 12 font size documents. So there's got to be a reasonable amount of information. But your business plan should talk about your vision, your purpose, the target customers, the problems you're trying to solve for the customer, how you're going to market or communicate with them, your strengths, SWOT, your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And the threats part outlines your risks, what your strategy is, the actions to grow, your growth target in dollar terms. So, you know, if you receive these funds, where do you think what is it going to do for your business? How's it going to grow your business or your market size? And how will you financially become more viable for it? And so both in the pitch and in your business plan, you should be able to outline to us where you want to spend the money and how you will make how it will make a financial contribution to your viability and your profitability. So what are you going to do with this money? Obviously, if you put down, I want to go to, as Ed and I were talking earlier today, you said you wanted to take the money so you could have a holiday in Tahiti. Sorry, can't see the business purpose for that. But you know, what are you going to do with them? What are you going to do with the money? You know, will it go towards more financial modelling, perhaps, or new labelling, increased refrigeration capacity, infrastructure that might help do things, a new website, a social media package. You may wish to engage Leanne to help you get your Facebook going, and you want to take up one of her packages. You know, however if you were to win this money, what would it do for you, and how's it going to make you more viable? And you're basically just selling it to us as through both the pitch and in your business plan. Do you have any questions there?
There's one from Bonavista. It says, or Joanne, I'm concerned because we have effectively 3 businesses that we'll be putting in for the pitch. So I still think you're going to be able to show what your business plan is and what it is that you're trying to achieve, what the money's going to go towards and what difference that's going to make to the viability of those 3 businesses. Is it going to increase profits? What's it going to do, and how's it going to benefit the businesses? You don't have to get down to specifics, but some indication of what percentage it might increase the profit by for those 3 businesses might be good.
Yeah. Depending on, you know, if you really want to, you can submit more than one business plan and one pitch, and because the exercise is very worthwhile for you anyway. When the panel looks at what you've done, we can then choose which one we might want you to pitch to everybody else. But just take the one with the best opportunity for you first, and then work it from there. Or if you think you can meld them together, well, that'll work as well. Okay, and when we go through this presentation, you'll get a better feel for actually what needs to be in the pitch as well. Okay, moving on. Okay, there we go. So, what's the purpose of a pitch? The purpose of the pitch is to actually get you to be able to put your vision in the minds of the investor. And who's the investor? The investor, in my terms, is anybody who's a stakeholder in your business. So it could be the bank, it could be other family members who aren't involved in the business, it could be your local business community who might want to support and refer customers to you, or it could be to other outside providers, or it could be just something you want to be able to say to a large customer, this is about our business. Let me tell you about it. It's about getting your story out there and engaging them in how you see it all fits together. It's about giving them information, but keeping the story focused and with clarity without overwhelming them with too much detail. So in some ways, we don't necessarily want in a pitch to be telling them exactly the ingredients that go into every component of the way you make your product, but you want to talk about in broad terms, our product is made up of organic materials, it's gluten-free, dairy-free, we use unique processes, it's different to what anybody else is doing in the marketplace. So we're trying to give them a broad overview without getting them too lost. And it's about leaving them excited. So when you think about your presentation, it's about being more animated, if you like, in helping get them engaged in looking at your business. Some mistakes is too many slides with too much information. So really, the best way of doing this is making, and the funny thing is, when you look at this slide itself, it's got 5 points on it or 6 points on it, the type's big, and it's trying to demonstrate that you're really not trying to put a whole heap of written stuff up. Because if you read what's on your slide, that will stifle you being caught in the passion of what you're doing. So your slide behind you is really bullet points that capture the imagination of the person who's looking at you. So not too many words, use large fonts, not too many slides, only the key strategic product details, the key financial data, not full-blown cash flows and whatever else, just the key elements of it. You never put down a competitor or a competitor's product. Make sure your statements or your assumptions can be backed up, and don't be over arrogant about what you can do. And I think if you've ever watched the Shark Tank, you see lots of people who, once they get questioned about what their assumptions are behind their business, it pretty much falls over because they just really haven't thought it through. A pitch outline, first of all, is your elevator pitch, something that excites them. Item 2 is somewhere you've got to tell them the story about who you are, what you've done, how you've got to where you've got to. It's got to be the market opportunity. Got to talk about the problems you solve and what gap you fill in the marketplace. Why is your business really needed? You can talk about the product itself and more about the solution of your product rather than the features and the benefits. How you actually make money is the next part. What's your market approach, or how you're going to grow your business? Who's on your team, and we'll talk about that one a little bit later on. Some key financials, and the word here is key. Something about your competitors, and asking for the investment. Basically, this is what I want to do my fund with the money you're going to give me, because this is going to help us to do this, and that's going to take us to this objective, which I've just talked about. And really, it's about making sure that you give people the spice of your business. You know, something special about what your business is doing. We've used and we've talked about the strategy map a number of times through the process, and really the strategy map is a really simple pitch form. So lots of the concepts that we have in your strategy map are things that probably should be covered in your pitch. Things that you need to be 100% excellent at this year. Who are your competitors and how you think you're going to beat them? You know, what's the core of your business? What do we actually do? how are we going to market to our customers? What are our competitive advantages? So, in actual fact, all the way through the program, this little strategy map, if you've been filling it out, and it was great to see Anne had hers there the other day, really that should help you form the basis of what you're trying to do in your pitch. The strategy map is a real short version of it. The pitch is the next version, and the business plan's a little bit more depth. But once again, if you have a look in this one here, you can see the financial measures, which are on the right-hand side. And for this business, weddings, we want to do $1.5 million worth of weddings. We want to earn a return of 50% of that. Very optimistic. They want to do 50 weddings in a year. We want to grow organically, so that's by word of mouth, and using our working capital, not by borrowing money. So, once again, it's a really short and brief way of doing it. So, the vision or elevator pitch is the next part of your presentation. So, quick one-liners, tell me what we're in here for, where you want to go, what's inspiring about your business. And the elevator pitches, I think what Kim asked you to do at the end of her presentation. In 30 seconds or more, tell us, or less I should say, tell us what's exciting about your business and where you're going. So that's the opening elevator pitch. Traction is what you've actually achieved. How have you started? How many? How much market? How much you're selling now? What are the things that you've actually achieved? Who are your partners, or is there something special about what you've done, or is there a success story or a series of success stories that you could basically say these are the things we've achieved? The opportunity is about where we're going to. Who's my customer? What's the size of the market? And it doesn't matter whether you're just talking about selling in Dubbo or to Cobar, but if you want to be selling to all of the region or into Sydney or even export, then you want to talk about where that is, what your niche is, and the total size of what you think the market is for you. And I know sometimes people get a bit overwhelmed with market size. There are lots of people who buy, in a town like Dubbo, where we have a population of 42,000 and a service area of a much larger space. Really what we're looking for, the opportunity to service how much of that. If I got 1% of 42,000, then I've got 420 customers that I want to serve in Dubbo. Joanne, you've asked, about will there be people in the audience at the pitch presentation who are business angels, investors, or shark tanks? No, there won't be. There'll be people in the audience who are members of this group. We haven't invited external parties. We could try if you like.
No.
Pardon?
No, thank you.
Look, the purpose of this is about giving you confidence to present your business. Right? And then if you're able to present to us, and we're friends, and you guys have been doing it the whole time, so it shouldn't be too hard. The other thing is you want to talk about the big picture. Where's the trend? Where does your business and your idea in the marketplace sit concerning going forward? And I'll show you that when we get when we go a bit further on. What's the current problem in the marketplace? So what's the niche that you're trying to solve? Who's it for? And why is your solution so much better than what's available out there for them? And what are they not getting, you know, what are others not getting right that you're going to fix for them? So what's the current problem and solution? How is your business going to be different? And if we were talking about Rosie's condiments, then really what she's trying to do is provide them with an experience that they're not going to do at home anymore. So it's a home cooked food that actually adds so much extra flavour to what they're doing. It reminds them of home. So it's, you know, that's what's wrong in the market. People don't have time, but they still want looking for that something special. You got to tell something about the products and services, your customers, what they value. You can put plenty of image in here to tell the story as well. So your presentation doesn't have to have bullet points. It just might have images. It might only have 5 words on the screen, but what does the screen picture? It's got to help you tell the story that keeps us engaged. Importantly, you've got to talk about how you're going to make money out of what you're doing. So what's your revenue model? Currently, we're selling 80 carcasses a year. We want to go to 250 carcasses. So 250 carcasses, we go from making, you know, $5,000 to $40,000. Now, that level, for the amount of hours we're putting in, that's giving us a very high return on our time, or proportionally what it means. How many customers we have, what are our current customer numbers, how many do we think we can grow it to, and how frequently we think they might buy from us. And this example here says, now tell us about the lifetime value, or what's your conversion rate? How many people can you put a pitch to that once they see it are happy to come and look at your business next? Where do you think the business can grow? How are you going to find new customers? Is the next part. What's the growth target you're after? How are you going to market? What channels are you going to find and win them through? And how are you doing it differently to others in this space? So this is this marketing concept about, if we really understand our customer and we understand where he likes to buy, what's the things he likes doing, if we go to those areas, are we going to be able to make a really big difference to them, make it easier for them to find us? And then we're going to talk about our team. And your team can be dominant, it can be a mixture of, you know, if we look at most small businesses, one moment with the general manager, next minute we're the marketer, next minute we're the finance manager, next minute with a production manager. What we really want to see here is how you can support the roles that you're doing, and that might be my accountant has an important role. So I'm going to meet with him. I meet with him quarterly to go through our numbers and to check our budgets and to look at our projections. One of the other members of the group might be a mentor to you. So you would put them up as a business mentor. You might use a business coach or have spoken to a consultant that you like to talk to on a regular basis to help. They're all part of the team. It demonstrates that you've got the expertise to achieve the things that you've set out. Also, making sure that you put up there what your experience is, so that we understand where you're coming from. And the example I've got in a minute will help show that pretty clearly. Then we set out what our financial targets are, what we would hope our business is going to look like in 5 years' time. I think 3 to 5 years, I think it's really important, because if we just look at the short-term milestones, I think what we do is we make short-term decisions which we find we have to change and repeat or redo later on, because we haven't thought about how successful our business could actually be and how we're going to grow to the market. So critical things about conversion rates for customers is a really important way of having that, making that work. highlighting the number of customers each year, your revenue growth, your expenses, and that EBITDA is earning before interest, depreciation, and amortization. Really, what we want to know is, what sort of profit you're hoping to make out of the investment. Then it talks about who your competitors are, what's your advantage, why are you unique, and how you're going to beat them. And then, what am I going to do with the money when I get it? If you invest in me, we're going to apply this by this stage. We hope to be able to do something beneficial with it. Here's the milestones behind why this investment is going to make a difference to our business. So it's explaining what you're going to do with it, and then that completes the presentation. So those slides you've already got in your booklet, and really what we're trying to do out of that is to get point by point. So has anybody got any questions? Look a bit daunting, or?
Just wondering, is a PowerPoint slide presentation okay for something like this?
Sorry, is it okay for something like this?
Yeah, is it okay to use a PowerPoint?
Yes, it is.
Software? Yeah.
And if you don't have PowerPoint, you can type it up on Word paper, just normal Word document, and try and we'll just go through a presentation in an actual pitch sample. Best Desserts Proprietary Limited, and really what you want to do on a normal A4 page, you want to have maybe 6 bullet points in big type, 18 to 24 type print, so that you can actually get to see the presentation, right? And then your business plan will be much more detailed. So if you don't have PowerPoint, don't freak out. Just type it up on a piece of paper. You can handwrite it and take photo shots of it if you like, and send it to us, and we'll put it together piece by piece in the right frame for you. Okay, so
David, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, David. It's Ben. When you talk about when we're giving the pitch and you talk about what would we do with the money, is this a hypothetical pitch that we would be giving to a business investor as opposed to the pitch for the prize money, so to speak?
Well, I think you should. I'd be pitching you at the prize money.
Right. Okay.
Right. I would try and make it as realistic as you possibly can. If you have to pitch to your bank, say you wanted to put on a new, cool room, and there's quite a sizable investment here.
Yeah.
And then I would pitch it as to this is where we're going with this business plan. This is what we're hoping to achieve. If we win this thing, this $10,000 is going to help us make this work.
Right.
Right. So try and make it as lifelike as possible. And really, for us to for the judges to be evaluating people where they're going to apply the 10,000, we need to have something specific about where you're going to put the money.
Thanks. Yep. Okay.
Okay, but it might be a part of a bigger picture.
Great.
Okay. Right. I noticed Tim's coming in and out on the side. There's actually 2 people coming in and out, so I'm not sure whether they must be having trouble with their internet connection. Anyway, so let's go through this presentation. It's in slightly different order, but nothing significant to the previous presentation we just looked at. So this is Best Desserts Proprietary Limited, and I'll be Mr. Best. So the opportunity I wish to present to you is that we've identified that there's a big gap in our marketplace, and that we as a smaller ice cream and dessert maker have the opportunity to fill the gap in the marketplace where we have expertise. We see that our customers in the food service, institutional and scoop outlets are parts of the market where we've got the biggest opportunity. Who are we? The opportunity for us is to, as a manufacturer based in regional New South Wales, that we can actually be the lowest cost dairy producer in the world. And we have a niche that the multinationals don't play in, because we fill the gap that these guys don't think is a big enough market share for them to actually go into. And we've been doing this for a long time, so we've got a strong business, and we can see that we can actually develop a strategic brand that we can distribute through new channels. So the first two slides are about the opportunity. The third slide is about who we are. John Best started in 1992. We make frozen ice cream and frozen desserts. We have a distribution of major brands, etc., etc. So you've got to always make sure that when you're doing a pitch, people actually know who you are, and you don't go straight to the opportunity rather than tell them a bit about yourself. Now, this next slide is a really simple way of to demonstrate the advantage that they see they offer in the marketplace. So they have good telesales. So this is a strength. This comes out of their strengths, out of your SWOT. We know we collect money within 14 days. We have great infrastructure. We've got quality product and great distribution. We're currently turning over our stock 14 times in a year. Right? We've got an experienced management team. We've got a great brand, and there's export potential. So 8 key ideas, but put really simply so that somebody can read it. And what he would be doing when he's doing the presentation, he'd be referring to it and saying, we've got numerous opportunities in our marketplace. Right? Because we've got a strong company as identified by these things, and maybe pick 1 or 2 points on that presentation to use in the discussion that he has, because he's only got 10 minutes. Our market niche, multinationals don't play in our game. And we've got superior quality and range and price than them. So there's no real competitors. And then they outline the size of the market. And these guys are thinking nationally, so they put up the national stats. But you might just put up the area or something about the marketplace that you're trying to deal with. Products and services. Now, notice here, he's not fully describing all the services of the product. What he's talking about is we manufacture these products. We do it for grocery stores. We've got a single serve dessert portion for restaurants and retail. And we co-pack premium ice cream and sorbets. So we do things that other people don't do. So really it's how they package up their product more than what's in their product. But if there's something unique about your product, then it's really worth putting that into this point as well. Here they talk about their customers and new markets they've achieved. So if you were doing bus tours out to the emu farm, then you might put up here the regular bus companies that come out to your farm and how many visitors they bring through. In this case, they've talked a lot of financial numbers here, but you might talk about the history of how long some of these customers are going and where you think this investment allows you an opportunity to acquire new customers. Now, your organisational chart, here, what I would encourage you to do is say, who is the board of your family? Who's the general manager? Who's in charge? Who's responsible for finance? who's responsible for sales, who's responsible for manufacture, and who are your consultants that support you around that. And in a family business where you might have multiple people involved, and it could be for it could be somebody from the Department of Health who does your regular inspections. You know, they're people that you treat as part of your team, and it's amazing when you start to think about it how many people actually fall into a support role to help you. Putting your solicitor's name, an accountant's name is helpful. Then putting down your experience. You can see here that he's listed out all the things he's done, and then he's put down his business advisor. You could put down your advisor team are the presenters of the regional Platters group. Particularly if you're doing a pitch to a bank or somebody like this, that shows that you've got support behind what you're trying to do. Then something about your financial highlight, something about where your business has grown. Now, you may not wish to disclose your actual sales or your gross profit, but you might want to talk about your gross profit percentage. You might want to talk about how your sales have increased year after year. So what's the growth of the pattern of your sales that shows the financial viability of the business? And today was looking at a business that 3 years ago only sold $145,000 worth of product. This year it looks like they're going to sell 1.8 million. But there, you could see, quite clearly, you can see the growth was quite rapid. But what's important about that story is that he's telling a story about how this business has got real opportunity. So it doesn't matter how small the base is that you start at, it's where you think your business is going to go to. So you can put financial highlights and even your projections there if you wish. Milestones. So if you've got the money, what are you going to do with it? What's the time frame? How do you see that working? So in this particular pitch, they're asking, I think, for $200,000. But what they're doing is they're telling the person who's putting their money in how much money they're putting in or how much time they're putting in to make this operation worthwhile and how they see they're going to grow their business over time. So what we're looking for in your pitch about how you're going to spend your money is the time frame at which you look to invest that money and how it's actually going to add to the growth of your business to its next stage. The opportunity, how's the funds going to be applied? What is going to help you with your marketing plan or get more sales. In this particular case, when you're dealing with external investors, that external investor wants to know he's going to get his money back. So here they're talking about selling. But in our case, we're not looking for that. We're just wanting to know if this investment happens, where's your opportunity? And then summarize it. We're a strong business. We want to move, with the funds we get from this, we're going to move into a brand new market. We're going to be able to add real extra value. The $10,000 will make a big difference from us, and something about it creates a sustainable future for us. So a summary, something that's passionate. Any thoughts or comments?
No, thank you.
Has it been helpful?
Yeah, really good actually. Yeah, it'll be really good.
Yeah. All right. The hard part in trying to get what you see as commercial pitches like the one we've just been through down to your level is that if you really look at what they've done, they've just simplified their business case out in each one of the different components. And for most of you, when you start talking about your business, you're actually doing a pitch just about all the time. It's just putting more structure around saying, who's my customer? Where's my opportunity? What do I hope to do? How big do I want to grow my business? In what time frame? What are the key things I think I need to achieve? Who's the competitor that I'm up against, and why am I different? And really, I'm looking forward to using the money to do this. And then that should make it really hard for the committee to figure out who to apply the funds to. Any questions?
No.
Comments? So, pitch by the 27th of June, right? And your business plan by 5 p.m. Right, the business plan can be bullet points. A simple way of doing it, for every page of your pitch, you've probably got a page of your business plan. Some financial analysis in there of opportunity to grow your business, the amount of sales you're hoping to achieve, those sorts of milestones that give us an idea. And that's got to be reflected in your business plan, and then the two documents should mirror each other. Eddie, any comments?
Just for Benny's benefit, the three judges will be David Duffy, who's just presented, Pip Jobe, who's the manager of the Young Farmer Business Program for Department of Primary Industry, and Rosie Turnbull from Rosie's Condiments, who's participated in the program, so she understands what you're going through and what you're trying to do, and she'll be using her business as a basis of comparison of what you guys present. So they're not sharks. The councils have got together $25,000, so $10,000 for the best pitch, $10,000 for the runner-up, the next best pitch, and everybody gets to vote on the People's Choice, and that business will get $5,000 towards their business idea. So it's a pretty friendly way of dividing up the money that the councils have submitted to sponsor the program, so that you all get practice in pitching. There's not really a wider audience. There will be one other person who's pitching her idea to try and gain your buy-in, and that's Stephanie Hendricks, who's got an application that she thinks may be applicable to you, and a lot of you have also said that the application may have application in your business, so that's of interest. It's a networking exercise. So it's a friendly environment. It's basically pitching your idea, what you would do with $10,000 or a contribution of $10,000 towards your next business idea. I think it's a friendly way of practicing your pitch so that you can then provide it to employees, business partners, investors, banks, and that's when you need to be a bit more professional about it. But I think in this circumstance, it's a friendly way of practicing within the program. We're not trying to scare everybody.
Is it on Thursday? Sorry.
So it'll be a Wednesday. I've done everything on a Wednesday because last year everyone said don't do it on a Thursday. So I chose Wednesdays, and that hasn't suited a number of people as well. But I must apologise about that. But yeah, so the 27th of June, I think, is a Wednesday. Close of business will be 5 o'clock. So if they can submit
I thought it was a Friday. Sorry.
I haven't got a calendar in front of me, but yeah,
I don't
in the
have
prospectus it's the 27th of June at 5 p.m.
right, so have I put the wrong date up there?
No, the date's right, the 27th of June.
It's a Wednesday. Thank you, Benny.
Yeah, it's a Wednesday.
It's definitely not a Friday. Thank you. Okay. I apologise. That is my mistake. We'll make sure that everybody's clear about that. And it is Wednesday, the 25th. As a final comment, can I offer this to you? I would encourage you to be there whether you decide to pitch or not. I'd be disappointed that people thought this was too hard a challenge for them to pitch. I think there's a real opportunity for you to pitch and get value out of the experience. We're not looking for really polished, highly highly professional presentation. We're trying to give you an opportunity to tell your story. By being there on the day, you get the opportunity to listen to other people pitch their story, and hopefully you get to pitch yours. And you then get the opportunity to network with them and help them through their journey. So one of the things that we've found by running programs like this in the past and doing what we've done and what we're making you do and getting people to work together is how many times people have actually been able to build their organisational chart by the blokes that have been doing, and ladies have been doing the course with them, the other participants, because they become friends and they become passionate about each other's businesses and they add new expertise, or they see advantages in aligning their business with somebody else's to help go to the same clients. So for some of you, I see the opportunity is that you're all trying to service similar clients in similar markets. There may be an opportunity for you to work together to represent each other to the customers, because we've got a different band of product, and therefore we make it easy for the customers to deal with the regional Platters members rather than 5 different members or 5 independent businesses who don't think the same. So I really encourage you to A, have a go pitching and putting your business plan in, and B, being there to see what you can learn from the others in the group and how you might be able to apply that, or even get them to help your business as the next step, a part of an extension of the program. So if there's no more comments.
Just one more comment, please, David. It's Edward. Yes, I concur with what you've just said. I would encourage people to view the pitch as workshop number 4. It's a practical exercise in delivery of your business plan. If you think about it that way, then you'll get a lot more value out of the experience than just trying to compete for some money. It's practice of pitching your business plan that you've developed through the other 3 workshops and the homework.
Okay, if there's no more questions, anybody got any questions they need to ask, I mean? The question has been asked, what if the winner and the runner-up end up being the people's choice? Unfortunately, the winner and runner-up are excluded from the people's choice.
Yeah, that's why we've got a tribunal to make that decision.
So the opportunity is to give 3 businesses an opportunity to get some funds. Any other questions? Okay, so I'm going to close the meeting. This presentation will be saved, and it's been recorded and we'll post it tomorrow. I hope this has been a help. It's been great fun, guys. I look forward to seeing your pictures and your business plan on the 27th. Don't forget about the online course. Lots of the questions in the online course help you to answer the things in your pitch. Really, it's just another way to make this process easier for you. Anne and John have put up have given us a testimonial which I'll send out to you, the value they've got out of doing the course, and it just helps make that whole process towards the 27th easier for you. And unfortunately, like all things, it does take a little bit of time, but the value, I believe you'll get a great deal of value out of it. Okay, so thank you very much. Any last questions? No? Okay. Then I will stop recording.